and God and His promises and stuff like that. He was telling them to trust in Him, and He was going to lead them to a promised land filled with milk and honey, you know, but you're going to have to go on this hike to get through it, you know. Well, during that hiking journey, you know, out there, a lot of them were rebellious, disobedient to God. They didn't trust in Him. Even though He was actually providing manna, and it says quail at night, you know, He was providing food, He was providing means for them not to go without. It even said that He performed miracles out there, you know, during this journey in the desert. He had a cloud. He turned bitter water into sweet. So that's enough miracles to probably think, well, you should probably trust in God that He's actually doing this for you. This is, you know what I mean? But they didn't. What happened was they kept going around the same mountain over and over. And this went on for 40 years. They didn't trust on Him. And, you know, almost like a visual illustration, man. Boy, clear that path right there. So they're going, you know, they get out there, they're on their journey, they're going around the same mountain over and over, and they're looking in the distance, and they're like, God, I don't know if I'm going to trust God to get to that promised land. That's a long way. What if we go without? You know, so they keep going back to the same familiar mountain over and over, just keep going around it for 40 years. You know, just like us in addiction, the same lifestyle, same friends. We just keep going back to it because we don't trust in God's promise, and we don't want to see it out, man. So we just keep returning to the same. I heard this, and sometimes we want the convenience of transformation without the inconvenience. So this generation that we live in, they want miraculous change without actually having to work for it, and that's what we you know grew up believing, that you don't actually have to work for change, and that's not what God's trying to teach us, man. He wants us to be victorious over mountains, situations, where we're not asking Him to remove that mountain. He's asking the mountain to change us in a way that we can be victorious over that mountain, where we can conquer anything. That's what He's trying to teach us, man. He's not trying to teach us to always just ask for the easy way out. You know, sometimes we have to go through a little bit of trouble and hard work, man, to get to the promise. You know, so if we start changing our prayer life around and asking God to quit, you know, take away this and that, that's a temporary solution. That ain't going to fix nothing. You need to start praying to be victorious over anything that you come in contact with that you know, that's your stumbling block, so you can overcome it. You know, and you get your heart in position line with that, man. I feel like, you know, it's going to completely change how we live our life. I think that's what this process is. I hope you guys learned a little bit from that, man. I did, just doing the research and stuff like that.